Hey, this is Notser, and today we're going to be talking about European destroyers. This is pretty exciting for me, obviously, as a DD main. I love DDs. This line, in particular, is very intriguing based on the traits that they're going to be adopting. I want to talk through it, show off the ships, and leave my thoughts. This has Polish, Austro-Hungarian, and Swedish ships. I think there's 8 of the 11 ships are Swedish. I think there's 1 Polish and 1 Austro, or maybe 2 Polish. But regardless, it's mostly Swedish. And I'm just going to get that comment right out of the way. Why aren't this line being developed for a dedicated Swedish Navy, Notser? Honestly, the Swedes don't have battleships. I can't think of many aircraft carriers, and honestly, I can't imagine they can fill out a full cruiser line. They're just like every other smaller European navy. They can't do it all, and they choose not to. Instead, they pick the most economical, which most likely are DDs, and they have a good, obviously, inventory of that, but I don't think that their inventory is good enough for a dedicated navy. And on top of that, because they're tied into the pan-European navy, you can freely move your Friesland, your Boyskowitza, or any number of these commanders between each ship. If they had a dedicated Swedish line, I could not do that. And for future cruiser and battleshipping, we will get, Austro-Hungarian battleships or battleships from other, maybe the Ottoman Empire. I don't know exactly where they situate on the European fleet that they plan on doing, but we will eventually get more fleshed out pan-European fleets. Wouldn't it be nice to have the chance to interchange them? That's all. So, the pan-European destroyers, as presented now, will have very fast torpedoes with relatively low damage and long range. That's a weird combination. Speed and range, you could make it even faster, giving up a little bit of your range with torpedo acceleration. Might be a go-to skill for these guys. Artillery is very similar to American DDs. Quite effective at close combat, but weaker at long range. They have 120 British guns, so I assume they'll be just as floaty, just as similar to British guns. All of the DDs come equipped with engine boost, and that's pretty necessary considering most of their top speed is 35 knots. Starting at tier 7, the AA defense becomes much better and a longer range, reaches out to 6 kilometers. Now, you don't have defensive AA, it's not an option, but overall the AA is stout enough that I can respect it. It's definitely near the top end of DD AA systems. At tier 5 through 8, you will get the British DD heal, which is nice. And then at tier 9 and 10, you will get that same heal. It'll just last 4 seconds longer. Also, at tier 8, 9, and 10, you will get access to surveillance radar, which we see on the Pan-Asian DDs, Yueyang, Chungmu, and the Shenyang. It has the same, duration, the same 7.5 kilometer range that you're familiar with. In order to get all those things, speed boost, repair party, and radar, you will not be able to equip smoke generator. And their detection range is going to average around 6.5 kilometers, fully buffed. We're talking concealment module, concealment skill, and camouflage. So you're going to have to work with near the worst end of the detection range. I love it. It's like relatively high detection. Relatively. There's literally only like 2 DD lines in the game that have worse. Yeah. But it'll be interesting. Now, at tier 1, we have Griff. Griff is obviously a cruiser filler. It's for 120mm guns. It's just a tier 1 cruiser. It doesn't have anything related to the main line. Wargaming just wants to make sure that there is a cruiser that everyone starts to learn the game on, and they can build off of it. I guarantee you that the Pan-European will get a cruiser line. It will get some sort of battleship line. I mean, it's just going to happen. Aircraft carrier, don't know about that. But yeah, these numbers, I don't really care about this. It has damage control, cool. It looks interesting, I guess. At tier 2, we have the Tatra. The Tatra is the first DD of the fleet. It has 2 100mm guns, one on the bow, one on the stern. A pathetic gun loadout. It has 6 torpedoes that go 8 kilometers, though, at 55 knots, which is not bad for this tier. And notice the detection, 6.2 surface detection. So by default, these pan-European DDs can stealth torpedo. You don't even need a special commander with the concealment skill or anything like that. Also gets engine boost. Now, look at the speed, 32.5 knots. Yeah, not impressive. Not impressive at all. It's definitely on the slower side, but that's one of its weaknesses. 5,100 damage. You know, these torpedoes do pathetic damage, but 40-second reload. So you can't really complain if the reload's fast, the speed's fast, and the range. They have to be bad at something. At tier 3, we have the Romulus, which is from the Romulan Empire. These guys have 3x1 120s. They have 8% fire chance, 6.5 second reload. So the reload is going to be really bad until it's not. 6.5 is really bad. It still has the torpedoes with the 8-kilometer range. Detection is worse, but still stealth torpedo capable. And so far, the only consumables that you can use, damage control or engine boost. At tier 4, we have the Klaushorn. I love that name, Klaushorn. It has 1x2, 2x1, 120, so 4 120mm guns, 8% fire chance, 6.5 second reload. This has 9-kilometer range torpedoes that go 65 knots and do 7,500 damage. Not bad. Surface detection is 7.1, so you can still stealth torpedo. Maximum speed, 37.8, which is pretty impressive considering you can use engine boost and the signal flag for speed. At tier 5, we've got the Visby. Visby is also 1x1, 2x2, 120. So 5 total 120mm guns, 8% fire chance, 6.5 second reload. Gun velocity is a little bit better at 900 meters per second, which is nice. The range is 9.5. The torpedoes, 9-kilometer range, 65 knots. Same damage as the tier 4. Notice something about the tier 4, though. It has no AA. I'm sure the Klaushorn is going to love dealing with the aircraft carrier menace at tier 4. But yeah, at tier 5, you got the same launcher system, 55-second reload, but you start getting AA. And honestly, the AA is pretty decent on this ship. 39 knots, 7.1 kilometer range detection. It has the ability to equip Repair Party, which is a new skill. This is the first for tier 5, and this is the British Repair Party, so it'll be very nice. But it doesn't have smoke. It can't equip smoke. The Westeros, or Westeros, is the tier 6. It has 6 120mm guns, 6.5 second reload, still slow. It has 6 torpedoes that go 65 knots at 10-kilometer range. Same damage as before. AA, not as impressive as the tier 6, but it's okay. 38 knot speed, 7.7 kilometer detection. So you can still stealth torpedo. You don't even need to spec into concealment. I would spec into concealment, but you don't need to in order for these torpedoes to be effective against targets. Damage control, engine boost, repair party. Tier 7, we've got the Skane, or the Scan. I just want a Scan. So tier 7, this also has 2x2 120s, just like the Friesland. Fire chance 7 seconds, 7%. Reload 3.5. Now we're talking. Much faster than the previous tier. Torpedo range 12 kilometers, 76 knots, 55-second reload. Same damage as the previous, but range and speed both go up. You could easily use torpedo acceleration. Get this to 81 knots. I think this drops down to 9 kilometers, and you could still out-detect your base concealment. AA, pretty good. It is still equipped 35 knots, by the way. It's not getting any faster, by the way. Rudder shift, very quick. Damage control, engine boost, repair party. So that's the tier 7. Honestly, it is pretty stout to me. At tier 8, we've got the Oland. It's different from the Island. This is a 2x2 120, 7% fire, 3.5 second reload. It has 6 torpedoes that do 10,000 damage, 12 kilometer range, 76 knots, 70-second reload, so a little bit slower. AA is pretty good. Maximum speed, 35 knots. Surface detectability, 8 kilometers. This also gets the surface radar, so damage control, engine boost, repair party, surface surveillance radar. This is the 7.5 kilometer one that you have on the Pan-Asians. And if you max buff the O-Land, you can expect your concealment to be, I think, 6.2 to 6.5-ish. So that gives you at least a kilometer where the target has to try and run out of your radar. And as my Yue Yang radar build video that I posted a couple days ago displayed so elegantly, it's very easy to force these people to die in the 20 seconds or so that radar exists. So yes, you don't have smoke, but you can still hunt DDs and do massive damage. And when you're not hunting DDs, you can just send out super fast torpedoes all over the map. At tier 9, we've got the Oyster Gotland. Oyster Gotland, 2x2, 120s, 3-second reload, 7% fire. This has 8 of those 10,000 damaging torpedoes. It goes 15 kilometers, though, at 86 knots. You could make this a 12-kilometer range, 91-knot torpedo with torpedo acceleration if you wanted to, if you want to be a madman. The AA defense, pretty awesome, not going to lie, but the tier 10, even better on that front. 35-knot speed, 8.0 kilometer detection, same as the tier 8. It also has damage control, engine boost, repair party, and surveillance radar. At tier 10, we've got the Holland. The Holland has 2x2, 120s, very familiar to Friesland players. 2.5-second reload, not bad at all. 10 torpedoes that go 15-kilometer range at 86 knots. 110-second reload. The 9 is 90 seconds, so you're paying for that speed with the nearly 2-minute reload time. But these are not deep water torpedoes. These are regular torpedoes. This AA defense, super stout. Its mid-range is activated at 5 kilometers. It's going to be really tough to attack this and not take losses. It just is really, really good. 35-knot speed, 8.9 concealment. Ooh. Fully buffed, you can get it to 6.9 or 7 kilometers. So you're right there with the Kleber. And the Kleber beats you by 20 knots with speed boost. Good luck with that. And then damage control, engine boost, repair party, surveillance radar. And then you might be going, well, that's the tier 10, Notser. Is there anything else? Yes. There is another tier 10, the Small Land. And the Small Land is nearly identical. 4 120s, 2.5-second reload. This is 2.5-second reload, yep. 8% fire. It has 8 torpedoes that go 15 kilometers, 86 knots. You know, AA's the same, carbon copy. The everything is the same except for the detectability, 7.9 versus 8.9, and the lack of surveillance radar. So overall, very interesting line. I can't wait to test these guys out. Leave in the comments what you guys think on them. Do you think that the fast long-range torpedoes could be anti-fun? What do you think about the radar situation, repair party, engine boost? Do you think these guys have any place whatsoever in game? I really want to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys have a wonderful night or day or whatever you're doing, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant uploads. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World Wars videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.